And we're live. Sorry, I couldn't see the little X's and Ho's. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, archangel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God. I am the LILITH reincarnated. This is another episode on the Moon Day energy. It's a fast-moving energy. Really? I feel like it. I already alchemized that bullshit. We done moved on through some towers, through the hours, and we're on to nap time, hopefully. As my son said, "You're not going to take a nap?" I was like, oh, I'm full of energy, but yes, this is my full intention, is to crawl. And that's why I was like, let's turn the air conditioner up. Let's turn the temperature down in here. Holy moly. So I did a reading earlier talking about all kinds of crazy shit, but the gist of the shit was the Three of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Cups. Let it go was the gist of it. Deal with your heartbreak and all the people that have stabbed you in the back, and let it go. So I kind of went into this thing, and it happened pretty quickly, and I posted it, and I just want to move on because we're going to move on and check the energy now, and that's how fast it is. How fast does the energy change? As fast as you change the fucking energy. You can stay in that mindset, that way of thinking, that fucking way of feeling for as long as you want. But when you alchemize it, you change your way of thinking it, you change your way of how you feel about it, then it's over. And you're on to a new adventure. A whole new world. So what happened after that? We found out that there was a hairline crack in my radiator. Are you serious? Yeah, bro. She took it completely apart, and then we put it completely back together, and then we completely found out that there was this little crack that it was coming out of, which made sense, because all I wanted to know was, where did the fucking liquid come from? Where did the antifreeze blow out of? We didn't have that answer, other than the fact that the fucking hose was leaking, but it wasn't leaking yesterday. But the difference what was the difference? When I refilled it, I knew there was something going on, so I refilled it with water instead of antifreeze because I didn't want it to just run through. The water, in essence, because the heat evaporated, so we didn't see the leakage until we put more antifreeze in there. Or we could have put water, we would have seen it either way. But we thought it was the tube, and the tube itself had expanded from the heat, so it was leaking, but that wasn't explaining the whole problem. So then we were like, oh, okay, you need a new radiator. Lovely. I think that's what we were facing yesterday, ultimately. So it was confirmed today after all kinds of diagnostics, da-da-da-da. Then comes the real great part. She's like, hey, dude, you know your case manager can help you with that. I was like, really? Like, yeah, they do, like, one-time help assistance for certain shit. Like, for real? She's like, yeah, go talk to her. Well, after 30 minutes of walking around the building and goofing around trying to find this chick, I found her. And she's like, yeah, just send me the quote and then we'll order the part. And yeah, I was like, well, that's just fine. That was cool. But in the essence, my car is still in like 500 pieces. Not really. It's only in about my bumper, one. Those things that go under it, what she said. It's only in like a couple pieces. But she's going to have to take it all apart again to put in the new one when it gets here. So that was cool. I didn't know that. And then she started talking to me about some other stuff. And she's like, bitch, be humble. And the essence of, I told her, I was like, I don't have, I'm not on fucking welfare, bro. And she's like, well, why don't you just apply? And I was like, well, because of this, that, and the other. And she's like, you should just apply. I was like, yeah, it's just a check, but, their wraparound services can really help you where they can take care of all this shit. And I was like, you're totally right. So I was sitting there, cooking in God's great glory, fucking glory hole. I had to humble myself and apply for a welfare check. It's like, well, that didn't occur to me, but sure, why not? And it's like, you work so hard to never be that bitch, and I come to this place in my life where, sure, I could be that bitch. What's it take? What's it take to be this humbled ass bitch that could, use like a little bit of help in her life right now? And so I didn't think about it because, yeah, that's exactly what had helped me before. Their welfare to work program had helped me do all of that stuff to keep my car legit while I was working, for Lyft. So I didn't think about any of that until, my fucking, I blew some steam. And then all of these things, all these moments came in. So it was kind of like one of those towers that's like, this is going to be good for you. It's going to be a pain in your ass for a minute, but this is going to be good for you. And it's, you know, that's a good idea. I'm glad that this happened. I wouldn't have asked for help without needing help. And it appears that I'm going to get more help than I needed. And that's where it is like, you know, towers are meant to be opportunities. And that's where it is like, oh, God, you really going to just throw a tower at me on the middle of fucking my son's birthday? Like, you really? Well, you did fuck up my Mother's Day. Christmas blows. What you got planned for fucking 4th of July? In essence, I really hate Valentine's Day. We're doing good around here. Thanksgiving, whoa. Am I the turkey? Just laughing about it. So it was interesting. And yeah, crazy, huh? Well, how'd that come to be? I mean, that's what I got out of this afternoon of just, you know, sitting in the fucking heat. It was a nice breeze, though. I'm getting lots of sun. Really? Yeah. But actually, also going back to the rust to bust problem, it's not a problem. I just sat there and I was like, you know, when I started this whole thing, this whole journey, it's like, oh, I gotta deal with myself before I can ever face you. Going back to Twin Flame, all of them. I'm cool. There's nothing I really need to deal with to face you, because do I really want to face you? That's what it really comes down to. Why do I want to do this? Like, do I get anything out of this other than God's great glory of Him putting me on this fucking mountain, hanging me on this cross like He always does? But the whole point of it was like, you know, God's like, you know, it's projected that you got to deal with all this. I'm not dealing with 3 years of, you know, residual irritation from this guy just to go ride the fucking pony and meet him at the top of the mountain in a week. I don't care. It's not stopping me from going up the mountain, and even if it was gone, I'm not going to go up there. There's nothing I want from him. I wanted a friendship, but this is he's still in the same exact position that I said in the beginning, that he can't offer me a friendship. No more than fucking Bobby. No more than fucking Marshall. No more than fucking Allie or fucking Lewis or fucking Wolfman. It would be one thing if I had to face me to get to you because I really wanted to get to you. But I'll face me just to face me, and it has nothing to do with you. Facing you, Russ, doesn't mean anything. I know you're really excited to meet me in the flesh, but I've already seen your flesh bag perform like a whole monkey on the stage once before. And to be honest, I'm not, you know, that was, you lost my interest, to be honest. There's not anything of your catalog I want to see. And just in essence, it's like, you know, when it's that moment, it's like, do you want to see Tree? No. Do you want to really see these guys? No. I mean, it's not any more of running. There's no desire. No desire to run, no desire to chase. I can't see any purpose. You serve no purpose other than the irritation of my flesh so that I can perform better. As Kobe said, training. Fucking practice. Knowing you or getting close to you gets me no closer to my purpose and what I'm here to do. Why? Because knowing you and getting close to you you're not doing any of the shit I do. The whole purpose was for you to do the shit that I do and us work together to spread the good news. But the bad news is, guys, is you didn't do any of this work, so you have nothing to spread but, you know, lie. I went real quiet because I saw, like, this whole kind of flash there. Throughout it, you know, I'm looking at the bigger picture, you know, this whole big-ass fucking long-ass journey. It's like, in the beginning, it's like, you know, it's not about not being good enough for you. It's just not being aligned. And I think, if anything, I've taught through this whole story is alignment. how I can align with you, but only on some low vibrational type shit. Only as I was ascending through the, you know what I mean? And that's, you're karmic. When I'm being karmic, there you are. And you totally get me, and you're just like me, and we gotta, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm all fucking rejected and hurt and felt all bruised and battered, there's Allie. There's Allie. When I'm over there feeling all fucking rageful and vengeful and fucking hateful, there's Marsha. When I'm feeling all misunderstood and fucking nobody gets me and shit, there's Russ. When I'm feeling like I'm always gonna win and nothing's gonna stop me and I'm gonna go to the edge of this fucking world, there's Lewis. When I'm in a weak mindset, there's a weak guy to go with that set. But when I'm in that real set, which is this set, you know what I mean, the real stuff, there's nobody real right here. It's only when I'm in my lower levels can I level up with you. But nobody can level up to this higher level, this higher frequency. It's kind of how, you know, the whole ebb and flow of this fucking twin flame journey has been. And it really comes to, it was never about anything external as far as monetary and, you know, all this material shit, like all your monetary value and what you stand for. Because as I said that right there, it's like, dude, I'm willing to take a welfare check right about now. And I'm supposed to be ashamed of that. Or did I just say that absolutely open-handedly grateful, still deserving of love, and my billion-dollar baby? Am I supposed to be in a place of shame and less deserving of love because of my situation? Is my situation a curse, or is it a blessing? Never want to be on welfare. I never want to be that person. I would never do this. I would never do that. You could never. But the very things you fear are the type of people you can't, you know what I mean? You fear a whole fucking culture that you could never. Okay, whatever. I look at your culture, I'm like, I would never. I would never. We come from different places, I suppose, in time and space. But just going back to it, it's like, you know, this whole evolutionary journey is a very humbling journey. And it was always based on I wasn't good enough, or you weren't good enough, or we're not good enough, and it's not good enough. And God is good enough, bro. This is good enough for me, God. I'm grateful to receive your blessing in my life, regardless to how big or small it is. You know my needs, and right now I don't really need shit. He knows that I need a radiator because he done broke my radiator. I mean, did I break it? I didn't touch nothing. I was just driving it. I didn't do nothing. Am I a victim of circumstance? Or is, you know what I mean? Is this an opportunity to receive God's graces and wonders and blessings? Now, going back to the rest of the bust and all that. I was like, I don't want to see you. I'd be like ready to slap your bitch ass all the fucking time. I'm justified in that fucking feeling. God, you know, in essence, I'm striving to be all Jesus about it, but I'm not going to be Jesus in 7 days. It took God lifetimes to create Jesus. He created the world in 7 days, but not no Jesus in 7 days. And he never created another one like Jesus. We're not going to be that dude in 7 days. If I'm doing that, I'm going to be, you know, walking on water, not walking up to see Russ and his girlfriend, his little fucking fan group and shit. Come on. Seriously, if I'm fighting battles, I want there to be, you know, a trophy at the end, a reason for this. If I'm walking, I don't know. And that's where it is. You come to my doorstep. Just because you come to my door doesn't mean I need to answer it. You keep on knocking, but you can't get... He just wants my attention. He doesn't want my love. He doesn't want a commitment. He doesn't want anything real. He just wants to fucking annoy the flesh I wear. He can do that from afar. He didn't have to come to my yard to do it. That's it. He's trying to take a dump in my yard. There's his girlfriend bringing his dog to take a dump in my yard. Girl, I swear to God, I hope that yard eats you up. I don't need to see this. I don't want to be part of any of this, God. That's really what it is. You know how God gets these fuckers, sets them up, and God's like, you're gonna go there? I'm like, I'm not going there. That's so. And then you got my whole soul tribe. They're like, we're going. No, we're not. Just stop with all that fucking shit. Alright, listen. This dude. Got this other twin flame. I got a lot of these motherfuckers. Why don't we talk about him? Because there's not really to talk about. There's no karma and shit. I mean, we could create something. Just kidding. Anyways, soul ties. I'm not getting into him because we're not getting into him. He's already into me, and that's as far as we're going. How deep. Anyways, this twin flame is hosting this fucking event. It's an award ceremony, and the fucking people that backstab me are all going to be at this ceremony. He's literally going to give them an award, and he sends me an invite to this bullshit. I know that he's gonna watch out for me, and he wants me to be there, and he's like, he just wants to see me, and he's not putting me in any danger, and this is supposed to be a way to connect. And I'm like, I'm going to this weak ass shit. You expect me not to fucking be making fun of them as they're performing on top of the stage? You expect me not to act a fool? I don't want to ruin your event, buddy. I can't be going to your events no more. I'm just that's where I stopped going to fucking with that twin flame. I was like, dude, I can't meet you at work. Why? Because people you work with are idiots, and I'm gonna fucking lose it with them. What's the difference? I do this with everyone. If you don't quit your fucking job, I'm never gonna hang out with you. Why is that? I don't know. They created stupid lives for themselves. Do you want to hang? I bet you really do want to hang. Do you want to hang out with Fencer? Jesus Christ. People like fucking. Oh God. Talking about Lewis's friends. Oh God. Oh God, can you imagine the stupid... I can see Kanye's face like, oh, what are these stupid fucking low-life fucking worms talking about? And did you see it? And that sound... Are you fucking talking? Oh, fucking put your head in the fucking toilet right now. Oh, rip that fucking designer shit off your face. Jesus, are just fake eyelashes? Oh my God. Becky, I can see your real hairline. I just go in there ripping all the masks off of people, bro. Are you serious? Oh, man, I'd be like those evil stepsisters from Cinderella, ripping off all their fake shit. See? They're trash. They're fucking trash. You see? They were always trash. See all this fake shit? Trash. That's why they don't invite me to their events anymore. It never really happened, but it's an internal battle that I don't really want it to become external. But in essence, God puts these perfect plays. So look, the same motherfucker. Here we go. Fucking 3 years later, he want to throw an album. No, it's Twin Flame number other one, and he want to throw an album. This Twin Flame turned on me to. Oh God, these guys. Oh yeah, I'm talking about you. This fucking guy. Anyways. He turns on me because, you know, he doesn't want to leave the music for the crazy girl that's going crazy with all the inspiration and shit. Because she's just going crazy. So he turns on me and hangs out with the music group. Here we come back 3 years later. He's about to do an opening, a song release for the same fucking album idea he stole from me three years later. It's like the third version of it's Bipolar 3, the album release party. And Twin Flame so-and-so is going to be there performing, and God says, you're going to this. And I call them all out, and I'm getting ready to go, and I look up the venue, and I see that the venue is at the fucking studio where all this went down. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? God makes me show up and do this whole fucking banishment ritual in front of them. And here comes the owner of the studio talking about, I'm going to call the po-po on your bitch. I'm tired of playing these stupid-ass games with you, God. I don't need to go see fucking... You know what I mean? What? John couldn't call the popo. Fucking Russ gonna call... They're gonna call their security. I don't want to be part of any of these stupid fucking real-life fucking bullshit. In the essence, Russ is a fucking... I said it 3 years ago, bro. I'm gonna sit here quietly and get ready to prepare you for it again. And it's the same thing I said to you, fucking Wolfman, within 1 day. And all of you. You can't be the man that I'm looking for. Because you haven't healed yourself. There's no point in looking your direction. I can't have a fucking friendship, a conversation, a fucking lunch, a night out, a baby, a fucking music career, anything with any of you, the way that you think and live. And that's your own free will choice to be so low vibrational and keep your minds focused on such retarded things. You think that you're above, you know what I mean, the typical consumer, but you're consuming it at higher levels than them. They're reading the, you know, the People magazines and the Teen Vogue and the fucking Fashion This and the, you know, the In Touch. You're fucking literally talking to them and fucking, you're all about that life, bro. You are them. You're nothing more than, you know, another face on E! Network or TMZ, at best. At best. You want to be part of the fucking chat lines and shit. You want to be talked about to be validated. I have nothing to say to you, bro. I'm not here to validate any of your position because I think you're where you stand. And that's me, the girl down here with all spirituality about to, you know what I mean, stand up for a welfare check. Where you stand with all your millions and trillions and billions is absolutely powerless to a system that you derives validation, bro. Because with all that money, you've built no legacy for your life other than chasing for more money, more recognition, more validation. You want more fans, more success, more power. But there's no success, there's no power in your success. I'm talking to the most powerful, successful celebrities, you know what I mean, in America, that have all the money but no fucking power to do anything, to make any changes, to stand for anything, to create anything, to be anything. But a fucking page on, you know what I mean, a picture on page 13 about where you went to dinner and what clothes you wore. Burn the book. Burn the playbook. Burn the playbook. Models and actresses and singers and fucking film directors and all of these people want to be all stood, you know, they want to be all celebrated for having what is now generally just a basic ass job. Because there are people that are making films on YouTube that are now film directors. There's children in their on their computers that are now singers and songwriters, and there's actually AI systems to do both of these for you. Those of you that are such great painters that can't put out any artwork. There's artists, my daughter puts out new art every day, 2 to 3 different types of, you know what I mean, new creations on a blank piece of paper. You know what I mean? Those of you that think that you're so, you know, that you can act, they do it all day on fucking all of their platforms, from TikTok to YouTube. You're not special. You're a dying fucking breed. You're competing with 4-year-olds right now. Very innovative 6-year-olds that can rap, that can dance, that can sing, that can act, that are absolutely beautiful, that look great. Chubby babies and dogs. As you said, Russ, you're competing with a Netflix Korean pop album for #1. How pathetic are you? You think it's pathetic that this is who your competition is, but you're the competitor, egging everyone on to take over K-pop, to take over Netflix and chill. And you're gonna have what? What'd you say? 7 shots to this? You beat K-pop and Lizzo in your rise to fame. On what? iTunes? I don't own an Apple phone, bitch. You didn't touch the Android world. I have not seen you gain not one more subscriber. I watched you jump in like 20 more followers. You followed 20 more people. But you are still at 4.6 million. You have no more fucking followers on YouTube, nothing. You just begged and begged and begged to win. But look at what you were competing for. So you could have a shot. You could have just, you could drink the rest of your life away and just say, you're great enough. And that goes back to Marshall. Marshall, who the fuck are you competing with, bro? You got Lewis out here, 40-year-old fucking Lewis, competing with literally 17 and 18-year-olds that are kicking his ass in his own car. To say he's what? Aaron Rodgers? Motherfucking, what's his fucking bitch ass? I can't stand his ass. Oh God, that Patriots guy. I can't think of his name. Everybody else is bitch ass. Can't ever get a fucking, oh my God, you guys. You are. Okay. Do you want me to be excited when you beat the 4-year-olds? Oh, way to go, Russ. Way to go, Russ. You beat those 7-year-olds. You beat those 7-year-olds. You beat Lizzo in her fucking... Lizzo lost all of her fucking... Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up. This is a bitch that listens to your bitch. This is a bitch that listens to your bitch. You weren't competing. You were comparing yourself to what? Kids? The universe is very strategic. In the essence, you're not winning. You're learning very difficult lessons. Going back to you. Yeah, congratulations, Russ. Congratulations on smashing the K-pop fucking Netflix fucking album. You killed the Netflix. I assure you, there was only a bunch of, digital creators that were worried. They weren't even worried about beating you. They were just worried about good sales. You didn't beat anyone. Lizzo's fucking creative team were just hoping for, redemption. They had hoped. After all of the bad fucking publicity, they had to let that shit burn down for a couple of years. And they hoped that she could have some kind of comeback. Being #1 on the chart for the first day was a good comeback. They picked a specific time where there wasn't really much to fight. You didn't really beat anyone yourself. Shadow boxing. You got that #1. That's where it is. Russell, I said it, and I meant it a long time ago. You don't have what it takes. You haven't developed the skills. Perhaps for your peers and, to earn that #1 spot, but that spot's not getting you anywhere with me, buddy. It puts you that much further on the totem pole in my life. Congratulations to you and all your fans that contributed. We worked hard to beat those K-poppers. Marsha knows about that one. He had to compete with Britney Spears and, fucking Christina Aguilera and fucking, In Sync and shit. He had to compete with the poppers. I guess. If you really want to, compete with 4-year-olds and, 7-year-olds and, pop stars around the world. Go for it, bro. I didn't know that was, part of the rich and famous, let's be, rapper game. Go on with your gang. But anyways, I came up to that and I was like, let's talk about your heartbreak. Yeah, I talked about it. That's about all that I had left to talk about. He was an asshole. He did a lot of asshole things. I know that it was all for the good of me. I don't feel like I need to have a good heart to go face him because I don't want anything out of his ugly fucking face. I don't really care to see him. If I wanted him, and you know what I mean? Like Bobby, I really wanted to see him. I had to be brave. I took everything in me because I wanted this more than anything. I don't want Russ. And that's why he hates me, is because I don't want him. But he won't do the things that, you know what I mean, that stand between that. And that's it. No matter what, bro, is this. And that's what happened with Bobby. No matter what, bro, no matter how much I love you, this, I will always walk away from this. Why? Because this is unhealthy for you and for me, buddy. And that's it. You know what I mean? Wolfman, this? Nah, bro, I'm out of this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not competing. I'm not trying to heal it. I'm not trying to fill it. This is you and your life, and you need to close up these areas in your life before you approach something. Like, you're approaching the queen and asking for space in the palace. And what are you bringing? Oh, well, here's my mother and my brother and my father. This is my dog, and this is everybody. And then I got my daughter, and then I've got my homies in the hood. And then I've got this attachment to fashion, and I've got this, and I've got this. No, please, go on. There's no room in my kingdom for all of that. There was a position for you. And I shall love your children. But this, no. No, I'm accepting of the life that you had before you met me, but you're not bringing that life to me. You're asking for a new life. You don't bring you make the sacrifices. You drop the weight on the way to get here. If you want to be clothed, then you come in naked. That's just kind of how I see it. In the essence, it's like it's not about room for negotiation. It's about healed or unhealed. Have you done at least the minimum requirements that it takes to start this journey of healing? Because what are you coming into my gates for? A healing-ass journey. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure of your life, but it's a healing-ass journey where you're going to be required to continue this journey, meaning you need some practice and preparation before you get into this. What's your qualifications for walking in my door? Well, I made all these sacrifices. Okay. How many more sacrifices are you willing to make going forward? And that's it. Oh, she asked too much. I ask too much? Am I asking something of you? Or is God asking something of you through me? Is he asking you to be something worse than what you are, or something better? So I'm asking you to be better too much. I want you to be better too much. Is it that you're not good enough? No, I accept you as you are, with the understanding that you will get better. And that's how it has to be with me. I'm a whole mess. I accept you the way you are, but you need to work on that. You're like out of control. Fair enough. And that's the balance. And so, yeah, we went through that energy. Did you work through it? Did you move past it? And that's what the Eight of Cups is just, you know what I mean? Laying it to rest. It's like, okay, I don't have built up anger. I have, like I said in the beginning of it, it's my heart remembers. And the reason that my heart remembers is because, here's the idiotic thing, right? This is when you become absolutely crazy. Is when you keep approaching something when you know that. This is Russ. He's a thorn. No matter how many ways you try to poke a thorn or touch a thorn, you're going to get poked. That's it. Until he becomes a flower, there's no reason to get near that bush. You serious? Yeah. He bears no fruit. Really? Yeah. He's not going to be authentically kind, true, or honest with you. Why? Because he's guarded. And because of that guard, he's manipulative in the most devious of ways. It's Loki in a human, bro. You see it, dude. You see it in the movie. You see it. You think he's really... You really think you made a connection, and there's a human in there, and that he's got a heart, and that he's going to do right for once in his life. You really see it. And he turns around and he'll stab you in the fucking back. Russ is 33 years old, and he's never had a fucking friend in the industry, bro. He uses people to get ahead and just leaves them. He acts like he never knew them, bro. Going back to those people that he used on his last, tour. They were never friends to begin with. He just used them. He used them for a song and he used them for the tour. Oh, I really like you, dude. I think we should work together and this will be great. And then he gets there and then it's like, he just got them on a contract to use them to make himself great again. There's no fucking footage in all of his whole tour of him hanging out with them. And that's it. It's like he'll use, and even that song he did with Melly, he did that because I was talking about all of the reggaeton and I was talking about fucking Baby Bash and all of this stuff. And he's just, he's a robber and a raper. Oh, going over and he'll smooth talk him. Oh, I'm a huge fan, and he'll get on his internet and he'll tag you so that, your fans can see it, and he'll try to, he's catfishing, dude. He's clickbaiting like a motherfucker, bro. Why? Because he needs it, bro. That's his way of working. That's how it's worked for him. He works like this, dude. It's his operational fucking processing program. Even if he means well, bro, he's taking in information, dude. He's sitting there like I am, but he's going to use it, bro, for a totally different thing. He's going to take it and try to, you know what I mean? He watches my videos so that he can find information of what he can. I showed you, bro. Why would he have ever had that conversation at his album listening party without watching my whole story of me and my twin flame? Talking about boundaries and all that. He has no boundaries. Listen to the songs that came out on his album, bro. And look at how he is with his family and friends. But again, he has no friends. That's another thing. His creative team are not a creative team, bro. They're not his team. They're just people that he, juiced up and, is befriending so that they can help him. He's a really kind of gross person. It's not the first of his kind. To be honest, dude, as I say that, it's like those type of people have always been in my life. You know what I mean? My ex-husband's one of those. I've had homegirls that were like that. I mean, they're all over, these parasites. I'm a person that brings in a lot of, high-level people. And they love to be, they're like parasites, bro. They feed off of the fucking whatever they can. They want to be, friends with a person like me because they know I have powerful friends. And then next thing you know, they're like talking to your friends, sending your friends requests, and like showing up at your fucking friends' events and shit. They're weird, creepy people. But they're never going to fit in. They're just trying to, get in and steal something to get out. They're looking for some way to get, past your friend group to the next friend group. But nobody wants to be friends with him. Are you serious? I'm serious, bro. Look. It's hideous. They know each other. Everybody knows each other. They all have friends on fucking Instagram. But in real life, these people aren't friendly. They're blood-sucking parasites, people pleasers in masks that just want to be at the fucking social event and will, be very social to be at this event. They'll dress up in the, the most expensive attire. They'll, it's pageant season for them. I have to have this dress or they'll not accept me. I can't wear anything less than this and this and this. And why are you doing all this? So they can see me. Who can see you? I have to be there. You don't know what this means for my career. What does it mean for you to be in that room? And that's what you believe if you're just in the room. A fly in the room is what you think. Bro, don't even try to put me in that fucking room. I'm going to shine brighter than all these fucking celebrities. They're going to be all over me. I'll kick you in your fucking face, bitch. Get your fucking lacking of life out of my face. They lack all life, bro. They derive all life off of your attention and what you give them and make them important. If you guys just left Justin Bieber alone, then Justin Bieber would just be a dude. You're making him... Kanye ain't shit. You make the words out of his mouth important. If you didn't run around him with a mic, then he wouldn't be important. The dude does nothing. Neither does his ex-wife or current wife. They walk around doing nothing. You just chase them with a camera and a mic. Oh my God, I can't wait to see what they say and look like. Why? They look like the same shit they always look like, and they're always talking about the same stupid shit they're always fucking talking about. Puckering their lips and going to stuff their face. They're walking in to have drinks. Drinks in the meal. Every time you see them, going for drinks, going for a meal, going for drinks. That's all they do. Are they really, though? In essence. I just, going back to Russ, he's the most disgusting. Like, I mean, Ellie, sure, dude. Why? Because I'd love to see you and give you a hug. You know what I mean? Russ, what the fuck am I going to get out of Russ? Disgust. God says that he will change, but that's not today. And I doubt it'll happen in 7 days. No more than me and all my alchemical fucking abilities am I going to be Christ-like. I don't think Russ is any closer to Christ in the next 7 days. Forgive me for what I've done. Again, we're talking about Russ here. Do you think Russ is running around asking for forgiveness? Atonement? Taking responsibility for his actions? Facing real difficult conversations, setting boundaries, and letting things go? Not this week. Maybe next week. Maybe never. God says. I don't know. I'm here for 55 years. I'll witness the shit sometime. But that's what it is. Don't you sit around waiting on that fucking... That's God's vision on his plan. And that's God's, calling on his life. I ain't calling him. I don't give a shit. And that's what it is. Russ set this up, bro. Russ came expecting me to face his ass. You know what I mean? Oh, she can't say no. The answer is no. No. Why? Because there's no good that comes out of it. I'm not going to sit with you and have a real conversation with you because you ain't real. You're not going to smoke a blunt with me. We're not going to have a cigarette. We're not going to go for a walk. We're not going to talk about shit because you ain't not about that life, bro. Why would you even come to Colorado if you're not about that life? Colorado is all about that life, bro. We're a mile higher than everyone else. We are at the fucking elevation in the frequency of 5280. 528 hertz. That's the heart, bro. We work from the heart. All that low vibration that you're trying to bring into our heart elevation isn't going to work, bro. We come from a heart space up here. We like to let our hearts free. People come to colorful Colorado to be free. Hey, we're about to go right now. And so, that's where it was, is did you work through it? What'd you get when you got to the bottom of it? How many licks did it take to get to the bottom of a Tootsie Roll Pop? And that's it. What do you want out of this? If I did all this, what do I hope to gain out of this? Nothing. I don't need the pride to say I faced you. I don't need the experience. I don't need the visual. I don't need to drive my car up there to see you. But I guarantee you something, Russ. You'll see me all over there. Because that's where I made all those decisions and did all that hard work. That's where my healing started, was up there. And you watched it every night. Every day. For years, until they took me away from here. And as soon as I came back, that's where I went back. My healing started there. All I can hope is you find yours there too, buddy. But until then, I don't really have nothing to talk to him. I would have loved to have a friendship with him, but there's no friendship with a guy like this that's just trying to get ahead in life. It's not a true friend. In essence, someone like that becomes your enemy real quick, because they're just using and abusing your connection. And that's pretty much all of these guys, bro. They're using and abusing my connection to them to make themselves great. That's pretty sick. That's pretty shitty. It's pretty shitty. But again, you know what I mean? It's like God said, like in the earlier video, it's like if I didn't come into your life and bring you some sort of life, you would have had no life. And all I was supposed to do was inspire you to go and receive the life that God has for you. It wasn't necessarily I'm going to give you that life, but that you needed to go and fight for that life. I had to fight like hell to turn around and be here and repeat some shit like this, which is like, that was another thing. Never. I'll never go on welfare. I'll never be that bitch again. I will work 3 jobs. I will never be like my mom. I'll never fucking take in a welfare check. It's all pride. Because some of the greatest in the world started on a welfare check. You know, the truth is, in all my glory, I started on a welfare check. I built that house, those cars, my music career, my whole life was built on a welfare check. I'm willing to start over again. That's it too. You want to be better than those that came before you and were great? That's all that some families had, and they became great. They broke curses, they were able to do unbelievable things. That goes back to the people out there that are disabled on a social security check. There's no shame in their situation. They deserve love, they deserve respect, they deserve compassion and understanding, and not somebody's pity. But in the essence, it's like you're so much better than me. What? Financially? You're financially better off, but morally? All the money in the world can't buy you happiness, my friend. You can never be in a situation like this and find gratitude in God and happiness and still know your worth. You have a long ways to go, my friends. With that being said, I'm going to do one oracle card and leave it at that because we're moving on to lunch. I got me and the little boy. We're just going to be hanging out. He's doing a lot of PlayStation shit, and I don't know shit about that. And again, I've had a long 48 hours. I was under surgery, I guess. That was a good one because we pulled the surgical card. So I'm really about to go into recovery. Hey, Marshall shared some shit about that. It's a 15-year recovery. I guess that's where it's at, right? I'm recovering all these years, but I had to go back in time, and why is it like this, guys? Because I'm like you, but God, I'm not. I'm like you, and I tried to run from my past and tried to hide it from people. Tried to say I was better than my family and my situation. Tried to pretend that I was better than the people I grew up with and the people that, that raised me. And God had to take me down from my high tower and remind me who I was and what made me. Take me right back through those steps. Rewalk the steps, but have a different way of how I walk through them. Relive history. It's a sad place to be, in a shelter, on welfare again. But I built an amazing kingdom starting just right here. And if God asks me to be here and redo it again, then I'll do it again. And with your strength and your wisdom, we'll do it better than it's ever been done before. And that's what it is I never wanted to go back to the beginning. God, don't make me do this all over again. I didn't come this far to do this all over again. Oh yeah, you're going to repeat life. Why? Because I was ashamed of mine and I got locked in my mind. It's really locked away until I can access it. And that's what he has to do, is he has to use the outside world to, to bring glory to my life that was so horrifying. And now I can look back at it and be, not proud, but grateful, understanding, forgiving. I wasn't grateful, understanding, or forgiving when I was on welfare. Before. I wasn't understanding, compassionate, or forgiving to those that are stuck on welfare and can't do anything else. Or don't do anything else. I didn't respect that as a lifestyle, even though that's how my life started, and many lives end. So, you look at my life, you're like, damn, bitch. Hey, God. He's teaching unbelievable lessons to those that will learn them. And he'll teach you too, but the question is, will you learn? To have respect for the past. Because if you fear it, then you have no future. Our ancestors came from nowhere. They didn't even have a government to take care of them. Our ancestors created a government to take care of people. As you can see, it doesn't take care of them, it traps them. But they had the best intentions. Hey, let's move on. I got 2 cards here. No place like home and community. I've never read the community card, but the no place at home feels comfy. Mr. Plum has their bird feeder holders like that bar that you see. And he had a house just like that, and we cleaned it up and we put it and we hung it. Really? Yeah, that's what I saw. But as I also see it, I see Tinkerbell's home. And then this one. Let's read them both. Do you see the polarities in the colors and stuff? I see a lot. I turned to 14. Truth be told. Now we're going to 8, please. And thank you. 5? Nope. Orphaned. We did add 1 already. Have we read all these? No, I just told you I never read the community card. And I don't think I've read No Place Like Home either. I don't know. But I definitely know I didn't read the community card. You sure? Positive. I'd be so positive, huh? Alright, here we go. 28, 29. Community. Belonging. Being seen and understood by others. Like-minded connections. A sense of family and friendship. Knowing your place in the world. I didn't have a place in the world. Lilith didn't have a place. It's just she always stood on the front, you know what I mean? Was always casted out. God wants me to build a place in the world for myself to be seen, and not on the out, but on the middle, where everyone can see me. Little by little, He's going to push me through to the middle, where I have a place with man. That's it. It's a hard push. It's, you know, I'm going to cry for her. Loki had a daughter named Hel. She wasn't so pretty, so they hid her for her own protection, so that people wouldn't judge her. And she was the goddess of Hel, according to Norse belief. And those that ran to be hidden as well lived in her domain. It's easier to see her story than my own. I didn't create hell. You guys made it hell. I just lived in the dark place, and other people that ran to the dark found me. A very empowering being that didn't stand for that bullshit. That empowered them. Someone that loved them and accepted them and what they had done. That empowered them to go back out and be strong again. And to leave me alone in the dark. My whole life was in the dark. All my existences were in the dark, and I was so happy in the dark. All He wants is for me to step into the light, so everyone can see how beautiful I am. But for me, going into the light is worse than being in the dark. Everybody in the light is awful. They're worse than the people of the dark. They're persecuting and judging and evil. The people of the dark are not evil. They're shameful. They're hurt. They're vengeful. They're not evil. The people of the light are evil. Wolves just dressed in sheep's clothing, out to get you. I'm safe in the darkness. Nobody's trying to get me in the dark. Nobody's out to destroy me. They honor me, they love me, they respect me, and likewise. It's the light that can't stand me. And it's not the light. It's God's creation of the light. It's His world. The rest of the universe knows of me. It was man that fears me. I didn't have a place, but he's trying to create me a place. And in that place are people like that'll come from the dark too. They'll step out of their dark places and stand in the light with me. He's forcing us back to the light. It's not a force. It's time to go home. But all we've known is the darkness. And I have to lead them out. I have to lead them all out of the darkness. He wants us all home. All together. All back in heaven. I have to be the first brave one to show them it's safe to go back in the light. To show them that it is okay. They are going to say these things and they're going to do these things, but we're going to be okay, and God's calling us home, and it's going to be okay. That we can come out of the dark now. It's God that's calling us home. It's man that's standing in our way. As you can tell, I always tell you, it's like, whatever. I'm not about the light. I just am here. Will it be so bad for all of us that go back to... No, it's just difficult. It's where we're originally from. It's just blinding. We haven't been home in a long time. But you remember it once you get there. And they're just, it's like you never left. They're also grateful to see you. You're like, get off me. It's that Grinch moment. Oh my God, you guys are still lying. They come running at you to fucking cupcake your ass and shit. Yeah, Starseeds, this isn't our home. It never was. But God wants us to make it our home. And that these are our people. Not all of them. Most of them. The ones that are true of heart. Doesn't matter what skin they wear. And that's how you can tell. We'll know who our true people are because they'll have the right hearts. God. Where's my home? I mean, come on now. Alright, now I can't read. Oracle message. This oracle signals a new affiliation with a group. Where am I? I'm with the science guys. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. That's what I do, is all of you that have been casted out, that are doing whatever you're doing, I'm like, God still loves you, and we gotta come back. Doesn't matter if you're toying with magic or praying to what they say is an unhealthy God. Doesn't matter if you're dealing with, generational curses of, you know what I mean? Any of the fucking 7 deadly sins. We've got to let it go and go back. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. And that's what I mean, Russ. You just want to fulfill your own life so that you can look back at your family and fulfill theirs. There's some weird sickness you have in all of this, bro. You're an empty cup, bro. There's nothing I can give you or the world can that's going to make you stop your weird pursuits of this. What is it? I would say fame, but you're already famous. I would say fortune, but you already have plenty. It's literally only fucking acceptance. You want this world to accept you, but they're not your people. They're not of this world, idiot. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. That's it. It's like you don't have a position because you haven't assumed it. You're still trying to hold a position in this world instead of being part of the spiritual battle that's happening right now. Fine, don't take it so fucking literal. But don't fucking take it so literal then. If you don't want to do the literal work, then don't be so fucking literally hurt by the bullshit that you're left out. The left behind. Because you chose of your own free will not to answer the calling. Not to take the steps, bro. And that's to all of you. I knew I should have done it. Well, when are you gonna fucking do it? In the essence, doing all this brings, why was I working with Russ? To help him. This isn't no help to him. And I can deal with all of that, you know what I mean? And that's just it. It's like, he's never wanted to be part of the community. He just wants to be a part and say he's better than. He's never wanted to be part of our fucking soul tribe. He always stands apart thinking that he's, dancing around, putting on a whole show that, look at me, and I'm better than, and I don't have to do the work, and I already did the work, and my life is great, and, I'm so fucking cool. You're so fucking cool, K-pop. How the fuck are you winning when, how are you better than us when you haven't taken a loss yet? Lewis is on way more of a healing journey than you. Really evolved. I really stepped into myself. You're really full of shit, bro. You just really you really listen to the words that are coming out of other people's mouths and you really repeat the shit out of those words. You're a fucking voice recorder is what you are. Oh, God. Russ, I can't see any fucking purpose of knowing you, bro. If we were to turn the tables and I was like, knowing Russ would be beneficial to what part of my life? What could I use this connection for? What could I get out of knowing Russ? A fucking headache. I wouldn't wear your t-shirts. I don't need free tickets to your bullshit. Like, what would I get out of a friendship with you? If we're talking about equal give and take. If I don't want to have, I don't want to suck on your wiener, then what am I getting out of supporting a man like you? Nothing. Anyways. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. I don't know if you have a purpose in this other than to stand up there as the don't be that guy fucking, poster child. Relationship. You're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. That's it. All right, let's go through it. Why can't I connect with you? You don't want to have deep conversations. This one doesn't want to talk about deep emotions. This one has no time and energy. This one has this, and this one has that. Like, I can't be spiritual with these guys. I can't be fucking emotional with these guys. I can't be literal with these guys. I can't be adventurous with these guys. I can't be fucking racy with these guys. I can't be, It's like, you're so fucking rigid. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and others follow. The appearance in this card points out the importance of learning the proper dance, which we pulled out all yesterday, between you and another, accepting the truth and that everyone has flaws as part of the dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You are in a perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. And that's it, too, is you guys are not going anywhere in your bunk-ass fucking relationships. There's no dancing. You're stepping on each other's feet all day. or you're just not getting up to even dress up for the occasion, to be honest. And that's very literal, because that's another thing too. It's like, you're too deep in the morning. Wait till you see me when I get out of bed and I'm fucking literally dancing while I'm making coffee and I'm trying to dance with you. You can't take that kind of energy first thing in the morning. You can't take that high vibing energy, and I want to talk your ear off, and I want to do all kinds of stuff, and I'm full of stuff. And then by the middle of the day, I'm like really deep in these conversations, and I'm like totally dreaming, and I don't want to talk to you because I'm like so good, dude. And then you can't just like ride the waves and shit. And then what about all the spiritual stuff? Oh yeah, we got to go do this and this and this and this. You don't want to be part of any of that. You don't. The fuck part of my life do you want, or is it really you just want me to be part of yours? 90% of what I do is this. Yeah, go ahead. So if Bobby doesn't respect what I do, he doesn't respect 90% of my life. He's not for 90% of my life. Are you serious? Yeah, this is what I do. I mean, it doesn't take all of my life, but it's what I put 90% of my energy into, because this is the most joyful part of my life. This is what I'm created for and what I can do that nobody else can do, which is, as he, defamation of character, calls Yu-Gi-Oh cards my ability to channel. He doesn't take it serious that I'm able to talk to the dead or my abilities to do any of that. So there's 90% of me he doesn't take serious. The other 10% of me, which is flesh-like, he wants to conform. He denies what makes me me, which is spirit. I'm 90% spirit, 10% flesh. His fleshly desires to be with my flesh is supposed to eliminate the 90% of me. That I'm not all of this, doing all of this, all the time. That I won't wake up in the middle of the night and literally leave your bedside and go stare at the fucking moon and go have a conversation with the fucking stars and have to come back and tell the whole world about this unbelievable experience that you slept through. And I have a lot to talk about in the morning while you're just trying to get ready for work. Could be some problems there. Lots of problems. And in the essence, you got Wolfman, who only does tarot, and he only, he thinks he's smarter than everything, and he can't listen to nobody else, and he doesn't care what you're talking about. He just wants you to hear what he's talking about. Oh, Jesus Christ. I used to think that anybody could be part of my life. Why wouldn't you want to be part of my life? Why don't you want to why don't you want to hit the road and live in a fucking trailer and fucking make good music and spread spirituality? Why don't you want to do this? It sounds great to me, right? Until you start working out the variables of what this really is and what kind of spirituality we're doing and what we're going to do in the what we do when we're not rocking the boat, and the places we might go that are not so fucking fabulous, and all the downspace and what you do with all that downspace, and how this is really an actual spiritual journey, even in the times, especially in the times when you're not going anywhere. You guys are really ready to just go everywhere with your life. You want to get to that next place. You want to be, and in essence, it's like, stay still and be ready. Like, are you going to read, do you read books? Are you going to tell me something? Are you going to teach me something? I'm going to always be teaching you about stuff out of this world, so then you can go run into the world and make all kinds of great money and shit and be all powerful with my knowing. Not this lifetime. Not this lifetime, Osiris. You have no connection to the divine, but you want to be in my life just so your life can be divine? You want to capture me in a little fucking white picket fence? Prosperity. When you're in a community of like-minded others, there's a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. And that's it. I didn't think like those around me. Everybody else around me is on a welfare check. They're getting money. They're not stressing it as hard as I am. I'm not stressing it. But they have, you know what I mean? Why am I not entitled for the same things as my peers? I'm not above what my peers are given. And that goes back to the 3 meals a day. Poor Morgan, I felt bad for her. I was like, bro, I had enormous cheeseburgers for lunch. Make sure you grab one. And she went down and they were all gone. She's like, how come when there's always good meals they run out? I was like, because these people take like 10 of them. I see them all the time. But I felt bad because I always take a third one I bring the meals for all 3 of them, and normally it's just me and my dog that eat them. The kids don't really want to eat the shit that she didn't get to eat. And that's it too, is like, I'm not above the meals they serve here. Some of them mess with my stomach, but I'm grateful for the meals. I am so grateful to be taken care of. I was the person that has to, I mean, I still have to. They feed me, and I still have to take care of 3 meals for my kids. You know, the little things that they take care of, that's like stuff I never had. I didn't have nobody cooking for me. There was nobody cooking for me in my life. I go back to my childhood and trying to remember if my fucking mom cooked for me. You serious? I'm dead ass, bro. Dead ass? Dead ass. So it feels good to have, you know what I mean, a community taking care of me. And that's it too. It's like, I'm not above my community, and thank you for, you know, pointing that out. And that's it too. What can I contribute rather than what can I get from this? And that's what I mean about Russ, is he goes into every situation as to what can I get out of it. Not what can I contribute, what can I bring to the table. He doesn't walk in there to give, he walks in there to take. It's all about that, bro. And that goes back to his little, you know, his little shindig. He threw that party for himself, bro. He wasn't celebrating his fans when he spends the next 3 days trying to, you know, beg them to make sure that he becomes number 1. He did that because he had no one else to celebrate with. He didn't want to be a loser in his hotel drinking, so he went out to a bar with a bunch of other people. And you can see the footage, dude. He's a loser. He's all wasted, and nobody's even in that vibe but him. He just wanted someone to vibe with. This is all sad. I pity you, bro, because you just won't face you. And meanwhile, we have to keep looking at you. Ugh. I'm not gonna watch you get drunk on my mountain and try to fucking cry your fucking lies out. Cry your lies out. Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it is a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. And that's it too. They might give me just a small little welfare check, but they have these services that can help me get my car fucking registered and fucking insured. They can help me with fucking tires, or, you know, all that shit I need to get myself back on my feet. And, you know, all of that good shit. Really? Yeah. They're there to help me get back on my feet, and they helped me before. And that's it. I usually take what I need and I'm gone. I'm not coming back. I don't want to be part of this shit. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There's no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have purpose. And that's really what it is. It looks like I'm just another fucking, you know, lame ass. But I'm not. And neither were they. You shouldn't look at them like that. God's taking them through generational curses, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Yeah, you were lucky, Marshall, that you broke the fucking curse. But you didn't. You just created generational wealth. You just got him out of the trailer. And Lord forbid I'm calling you back to one. You're too good to go back to where you came from. But it wasn't a bad place. Many people went back to our natives, bro. That's what we did to our natives. Put them in a trailer park and a reservation. Yeah, we don't have no big-ass fucking mansions in Wisconsin. But you're fucking... And, you know, I just want to point that out. Morgan's from Detroit. 6 miles from it. She tells me all about all this shit. It's like, bro, you're no better. You're no better than the company you keep. You guys just think you're better than where you came from. You're not doing anything to help the place where you came from that still exists. Just by staying in Detroit doesn't mean you make it better. It holds you down and you hold it down. And that's really it. If you guys came together, united for that full community, you could rebuild it instead of waiting for the government to do it. You could be the founders of, you know, the forefathers of that fucking shithole. But you could just sit around and wait for someone else to do the work, knowing that it needs to be done. Whatever. That's it. And that's what our parents did. They turned the cheeks. That's what it is. It's like, no, I'm not going to be the one to put in change. I'm not going to be the one to stand up to authority. I'm not going to be the one to put up the money. I'm not supporting this change or this cause. It's not important to me. I don't give a fuck about these people. Fine. Don't. But the people you keep don't give a fuck about you either, bro. Know that. The mindset you keep are the people that you keep around you with that same mindset. Protection message. Beware of promising your integrity in order to belong, or compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you in a group? We dress it up, bro, and we hide it. I'm very guilty of it. That's what got me in all this trouble. When I first met Bobby 7 years ago, I had just got out of homelessness and moved into that new apartment. I'm in the process of filing for divorce and really but I'd literally gone through hell. I'm just getting on my steps, bro. And I like him, but I don't want to fall in love again because I just barely got myself out of what I thought was love. And I'm embarrassed of where I am because I don't have my steps yet. I don't have furniture in my house yet. I don't have it together yet. So I played cool that I didn't want anything serious right this minute, which was true. I didn't. I was too much right then. And then something serious happened to him. And I realized, that he had to step up and be serious. And in that moment, it's like, it was too late. But it was all about shame. I didn't think I was good enough to, to really pursue him where I was in my life. And that's where I am now, and it's so fucked up. Because I'm like, not even where I was before. Before I had at least got my new apartment. But now I'm like in the homeless shelter, back on welfare, talking about, will you love me? Will you marry me? Will you accept me as I am and know that I'm gonna get so much better? That's the growth. That's the curse that I broke. I wasn't good enough all those years ago. And now, when I'm even worse off, I know that I'm better than everyone else. It was never about what I had. It's about who I was. And I was good enough to be, you know what I mean? I would have drove him crazy, but I would have loved the shit out of him. I couldn't tell you what would have happened, but it could have happened if I believed in myself. It really had nothing to do with him. It's how I viewed myself. And that's all. And that was the lesson. You know what I mean? I looked at all of them that I wasn't good enough and I had to prove myself worthy enough, for their love. But I was always worthy of it, and there was nothing to prove. And nothing I was ever going to do on the outside could ever compare to who they were on the outside. And Russ was sure to make sure of that I could never be his girl or those people. He never got to see that I was one like them, but it didn't matter. I wasn't trying to be like them anymore. I was just fighting my own battles, I suppose. Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger group? This will never fulfill you. Now is the time to access your willingness to be real. Stand tall. Be you. Authenticity is true self-expression. I'm honored to stand up for every woman or man that ever had to go take a welfare check in shame. I'm honored to stand here for you in that pain and say it's okay to open your heart to the little bit of help that is available, and do not be ashamed of that help. I'm honored to be a voice for those people that never had to start a life on a welfare check. There's no shame. Many people have had great lives that started right where we are. At 16 years old, I wasn't old enough to work a full-time job, and neither was my husband. So our only option was a welfare check. We weren't old enough to work that many hours. You had to be 18 or older to work over 20 hours. My husband got fake papers saying that he got a fake visa saying he was a Mexican so that he could actually play that role in order to work 30 to 40 hours. But that was our only option as teens. Until we became 18, we couldn't even work to take care of our children. We were too young. It would have either fell on our parents, the streets, or the government. What did we do? The streets. We hustled. But we tried to do it that way. But it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It's a true story. We weren't old enough. He wasn't old enough to work a full-time job until he became 18, but we needed full-time income, so he got fake papers so he could get a full-time job. And then as we got older, we were able to get part-time, we got part-time jobs and stuff, but that still wasn't enough. There's circumstances, you know what I mean? Down to a widowed mother or a single parent. It's like someone has to hold this child, but we need money for this child. And that's where they come in, for the welfare of the children, or the situation, you know what I mean? And all of these great rappers tell, I'm Hawk. Even though you were on welfare, you were a crack queen. You'll always be a black queen. A lot of our parents, that's the only way they knew how to live. A lot of people still now, it's the only way they've known how to live. And they're shamed and persecuted and casted out for this way of life. And that's not fair. So I hold the honor of, I hold the pain and suffering of this for as long as it's ever been. And even in my own experiences. Marshall knows how fucking embarrassing it is. All of them do. They came from it. All but Russ. Russ was never on welfare. Not never. Couldn't sink that low. I'll do something before they go that low. And that's it. Why? I'll carry the pain. I'll carry us out of this. I'll make this okay. You can put this on me, but I'm going to make sure that, you know what I mean? I'll carry this cross for everyone before us, and I'll make it better for us. I'll take the sting out of carrying this cross for us. And we can keep our heads held high, no matter whatever God puts us through. No matter what we do or don't have. We can still be grateful and be kind and godly. Stand tall. Be you. Authenticity is true self-expression and the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to make. Making yourself small bears too high a cost. Making yourself small is just hiding yourself, bro, to be likable. You know why I love Marshall so much? Because he's so messy, and he allows me to be messy too. That's why the whole world loves Marshall. It's because he gave a voice to those of us that were messy. And there was, you know what I mean? And that's what I am, is I'm a voice to the mess. If you're not a voice to it, then you're just part of the mess. We got a lot of messes to clean up. We're all suffering, bro. We're all judging. We're all falling short of, God's expectations. And each of us can grab the ball in some area of life and start teaching people how to bounce it, bro. Going back to you, Russ, you're not teaching anyone because you haven't fucking got out on the field yet and started really facing these real hard things and taking them off instead of living in the fucking shit. You haven't faced these sicknesses of your own family and broken free of them, and so that you can inspire others that are trapped in very similar sick, family dynamics. You're not the only person that lives in these weird constructs of these families. But you can be the only person that breaks out and teaches other people how to, you know what I mean, break free too. And to be honest, as somebody that came from a fucked up family, it's like it's not really that difficult to leave them. If you want to keep getting hurt, then you stay around. If you want to stop getting hurt, then you leave. It's pretty simplistic, bro. When you're tired of getting hurt, you stop hanging around fucking family that brings you down. You guys are choosing to be there because if you know, you're being honoring what you say is family, but you know what I mean? How are they your family if they treat you like this? And this is how you always feel when you're around these people, and this is what this, you know, family was supposed to be supportive, protective, guiding, nurturing, forgiving, you know what I mean? Open, compassionate, understanding. That's not what your families are, bro. They're controlling, possessive, fucking manipulative, conniving, fucking, you know what I mean, judging and unforgiving, lacking all sense of compassion. It's their way or the highway, and they're going to talk about you, and they're going to talk about Aunt so-and-so, and what about Uncle this and that, and don't be like your cousin, and, you know, you better be nice to your fucking grandma, and this and that, like telling you what the relationships are and how you're supposed to act in them, and, you know, you're not supposed to say that. That's that Derek video. Why did you fucking invite me if you knew I was going to tell the truth? Like, why the fuck did you even bring me here? And that's why I'm not usually invited to the party. And that's, you know, God's trying to push me into a place, and that's it. It's like, there's a billion of you motherfuckers. But there's like 144,000 of us that God has chosen, and He wants us to, you know, stand in the light too, and hold the light for all of those that are suffering in the dark skirts of, you know, your reality, all those that you've pushed out of your real world, and they have to hide in find their own dark place to hide in your reality. God's pushing us all together. You're not going to be able to push us out, because it's God that pushed us in. We didn't even want to be part of this shit. But, yeah. There's, you know, that's that Ants movie. You know what I mean? When we all come together, you'll see there's a lot more of us than you thought. There's nothing wrong with us. That you guys were wrong for thinking that we weren't cool enough to be part of your fucking little communities. You want to be part of your communities, you want to be part of ours. Why? Because the party is always on the 3rd floor of the Titanic. Boat's going down anyways. At least we're having fun as it sinks. Enjoy your cocktail parties. We're gonna dance along this one. No place like home. I don't want it right now. There's no place like home. I know we're not from here. We're gonna make home. We're gonna make a new place here for us. Yeah, we can't find peace in this place. We find peace in ourselves, and then we'll bring that peaceful idea of what that looks like to other people. A place where they can call home. First, we have to create it inside. And it probably says some more like that, like they're going to give me a brand new house and shit. That too. I'm in need of that too. That's it. God's got me taken care of. And that's really what it is. Before, I had to do all this by myself. I had to get me a job. I had to get me a house. I had to get me a new car. I had to get me a title. I wasn't looking for a man, that's for sure. That was never on the list of things to do. Never. That was never. Maybe lose some weight. That was always high priority. You know what I mean? You had to lose some weight, and, you know, I wasn't really about being spiritual either. Had lots to do in this life, and that's it. It's like, I've been here before, and I did great things from a place like this, but now I'm not doing it by myself, and that's okay. I never was grateful for being in a shelter. All I could think about was how hard I needed to work to get out of it. I was never grateful about receiving a welfare check. All I was thinking about was how hard I needed to do to get out of it. Why? Because of the shame that being part of it. I'm supposed to be ashamed of living in a shelter. I'm supposed to be ashamed of you want me to feel sorry for myself. You want me to feel sorry for my neighbors. You want me to feel sorry for every person that comes in and out of this building since the day it was built. You want me to feel sorry for every person that lost their job. You want me to feel some type of way, like, for every person that's ever needed help. You look down on every person that never needed help? Like, every person? Like, nobody that ever accepted a welfare check is okay? Nobody that ever went into a homeless shelter is okay? What about the hurricanes and stuff? What about Hurricane Katrina? They all had to get a fucking welfare check and went into a homeless shelter. Oh, we forgot about that. What about the tornado people? Where do you think they're going? Oh, you think the Red Cross is just giving out, fucking $10,000 checks to everybody? You better check yourself or you wreck yourself. That's not how it works. They're going to give you a cot, maybe, some water and shit. You're going to tell you how to get to those community, resources, how to get you on some food stamps, how to get you a fucking check, community, disaster relief check. Are their checks any better? No, look what they did to the disabled and veterans, bro. They don't even have enough money to keep a roof over their head. Stop judging people, bro. Try to make $1 out of 15 cents. See how that works for you. Some of us, and that's it. When my babies were little, I couldn't. They were back to back. It's just me, bro. I couldn't find fucking childcare for both of them, first off. And that on its own is fucking 55% of your fucking income. And all this is out of pride. And to keep a roof, because the fucking welfare check ain't gonna pay for the fucking rent. You've got to do something. You can't be a mother. You have to be a father. A good mother had to become a father. And those that couldn't become a father, you deem as a bad mother. Going back to Pop's mom, dear mommy. My mom did everything. She was on welfare, and then she worked, she worked her ass off, and she went to she went to college, she went to all that. She did all that to give us a better life, supposedly. All she gave us was trauma, bro. It's really the truth. What if she would have just stayed home on a welfare check and gave us some love? Hung out with us a little bit. Wasn't chasing a fucking paycheck and a high. And she wasn't chasing a man either. There's never any men in the family. So it wasn't typical. And it's not strange to see. It's awkward to see, Like, we just don't. Came from a long line of independent women that cursed men. Why? Because men curse them. We're all teen mothers. We had children, we got abandoned with children, and we had to become fathers. And that kind of mindset you're not bringing in man when you're over there doing man jobs all day. And there's lots of memes about it. If she could pay her own fucking bills, she's not looking for a "what are you doing" text. It means I don't have time. I'm just as tired as you. I've put in a 40-hour work week, and I've got to do laundry. I don't have time for a man. I don't have time for a friend. Respect people. Please. Just respect people. That's all I can say about this. And that's it. You learn. How fast did you learn through that? I went through a lot of time and space while I was sitting out there in the sun, cooking through all those fucking thoughts and shit. When my car was getting all fucked up. But that's it. You think your life is getting fucked off, but it's getting made better. I needed that little thing in my car to break for all of this to come into place. Really? Yeah. How did it break? God? I didn't do anything. I'm going back to it. How did it break? I don't know. I mean, she said it wasn't screwed in right, so it probably rattled itself and hit something. She said it was wiggling in there, that he didn't tie down things properly. A lot of things were loose in there. I'm like, well, damn. My screws is loose too. Somebody need to tighten this one up. I got a loose screw, couple of fucking open wires, red flags and buzzards. Anyways, yeah, that was a great teaching, and that's it. It's like, oh man, that's why I'm like, too much. Life is too much. Hey, I love you guys. We're gonna move on. I'll see you guys later with something else probably, because God is full of stuff. I'm just the translator of the stuff. Welcome to the stuff. Laters.